What the scholars say, since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the life into this marriage for a function with a responsibility, and the function is not easy, and responsibility very, very heavy. Nobody wants to marry. If somebody tells you, you marry because you have to have family or because of your function, who's going to marry? Nobody wants to have responsibility. But if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts a desire there, then a desire is so strong really, that no desire as strong as this desire, Allah subhanahu, because He wants you to do. This desire is so strong that if people don't marry, sometimes they can fall in the sin. And we can see around us, people are falling in the sin. So that's why the ulama say that indication really, you must get married. So what they say, if somebody realizes that if he does not marry, he will fall in the sin, and he has got enough means to marry. Man has got enough money to support his wife. He's got money for accommodation expenses, and he thinks if he does not marry, he will fall in the sin. Then it is a clear indication you must get married and make family. Then marriage on that person is obligatory further. If somebody think really that he has bad character, and if he marries a woman, he is going to harm her, he is going to be unjust to her, he is going to mistreat, disrespect to her, then marriage to such a person is haram, sinful act, because you are not allowed to involve in a relation where you are going to harm any other person. Is it clear? Many men, they really don't teach themselves properly. By marriage they are doing haram. Marriage is not allowed for you. It's haram for you to marry because you don't know really how to behave. If anybody knows I am such an angry person, I always become angry, and when I marry I am going to create a problem for my wife, then don't marry. Simple thing, you have to learn. First learn how to behave properly. Before that you are not allowed to marry. So marriage for a person like that is not haram. Is it clear? So for somebody it's wajib, but somebody also can be haram. For some people it can be makruh tahrimi, nearly haram. Some people makruh. Generally, if people have good character, good manner, and they know the function of the marriage, and they have got enough means to look after the wife, and they don't think they will fall in the sin, it's still, for people like normal people, still it is recommended to marry. It is sunnah the person, they get reward for it. Still they get reward for that. Is it clear? But if any of those things become more urgent, then actually marriage becomes more important. For example, if a desire becomes stronger and people think they fall in the sin, it becomes wajib. But generally, if they don't fall in the sin, but they have got all the means to marry, they can look after their wife, still it is more highly recommended that people should marry. So marriage in normal condition, it is still sunnah. Even if people think they are not going to fall in the sin, it's still sunnah because it actually helps the purpose, future generation. It really makes you a complete person. Then you have sabr, then you look after the person, and you have children, you raise them properly, you basically contribute, in Islamic life. So marriage always encouraged. That's why one of the great companions, Abdullah Masud used to say, if from my life only 10 days remain, 10 days, and I know that at the end of the last 10 days, I am going to die. Only 10 days for my life. And I have got a means to marry, I will marry. I would prefer to die having wife rather than dying without wife. That one say. This is how they think. Because people don't understand that marriage really, it makes you a complete person. When you are praying, you get reward the prayer. When you marry and then you pray, you get your rewards are multiplied by many, many times. Because it's not because now you basically adjust your life, in the family life. And sometimes you difficulty, sometimes problem, you have sabr and all those things. Now the rewards are multiplied by many, many times. Not no enjoyment. When before marriage you used to read the Quran every morning. After the marriage, still you keep reading the Quran. Your rewards are multiplied by many, many times. Before marriage you used to fast. After marriage you keep fasting. Your rewards are multiplied by many, many times. Marriage basically makes, for men and women, both of them, the rewards are multiplied by many, many times. So try to understand properly. That's why, I said that, if people marry and they're suffering, and that is much, much better than people who don't want to have suffering and don't marry. Marriage is suffering is much, much better because you get so much reward. You cannot imagine. You have no idea really how much reward you get when you marry. There's so much reward in the marriage. That's why these people, they always have been, in the marriage. Taus al-Yamani, who was a great tabi'i, very pious person, he used to say, young person's ibadah never can be complete until he gets married. Ibrahim Maisra is great alim. He said, Taus al-Yamani said to me, I was a student, he said to me, you must marry. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you same thing what Umar said to Abu Zawaid. Abu Zawaid did not marry. So Umar said to him, nothing stops you from marriage except ajz or fujur. Either you are unable, you are not proper man, or you are sinner. You do sin. Nothing else. There's no meaning. Is young people, they're nothing else. They should marry. That's what the Prophet ﷺ said. Ya ma'asha shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'ata, falyatazawwaj, wa man lam yastati' fa'alayhi bis-sawm, fa inna as-sawma lahu wija'un. Hadith in Bukhari, Muslim, all the books of the Hadith. He said, oh young people, you must get married. If you can afford the marriage, you must get married. If you cannot afford, then what do? Then keep fasting, because fasting is shield. Meaning is, young men have no choice. Young men have only two choices, either marriage or fasting. If you see young men neither marrying nor fasting, there's a problem. Young men in this hadith only two choices. If they can afford marriage, they must marry. It is for men, not for women, because women afford does not come for the women. But for the men, if they can afford the marriage, they must marry. And if they cannot afford the marriage, they must keep fast. Not one day fasting. Keep fasting all the time. There's no third choice. There's nothing third way. Don't marry and don't fast. There's nothing like that really.
Allahu Allah.